UFC 305, Plessis versus Adesanya. This is gonna be a great card, guys. This is gonna be a great card, and I like this card. I think there are a lot of spots to make money on, and we're gonna start and break it down right now. Before we start though, like the video and subscribe to the channel, and if you want to join my free Telegram chat to talk about predictions, about bets, about the fights, join with the link down below. The first fight of the night, we got Jesus Aguilar versus Stewart Nicoll. Let's start with Jesus Aguilar. This guy is tough. He had a really close fight with Mateusz Mendonca. You can say that Mateusz won. Against Kenan Ross, he knocked him out with the first punch. But we know that Kenan Ross has no chin. He had a interesting fight against Stewart at the Tiara. He got him inside a guillotine. Tatsuro managed to escape and got the triangle armbar. But now he's taking a guy who's undefeated from Australia. It's going to be his UFC debut. And to be honest, I was not impressed by Jesus Aguilar at all. Like with Mateusz Mendonca, he showed lack of IQ. You can say that Mateusz won that. Kenan Ross, with all due respect, the guy has no chin. You just can't really judge his skills when you can knock out someone with the first punch. This is going to be an interesting fight. The guy is doing his debut. You really don't know what to expect. But this guy has an overall really good game. For me, though, this is a stay away. I prefer not to bet on people that are doing their UFC debut because you just don't know what you're going to get. The emotions, the pressure. He can act differently from what he did so far. So this is going to be a learning experience for me to see how he does in the UFC, in a PPV. And from there, I will see how I bet on him. But I'll get the undefeated prospect to get this probably by submission, just because Jesus Aguilar is very tough. I don't see him getting knocked out. Next fight, we got Ricky Glenn and Kenan. Ricky Glenn, in his last fight against Drew Dober, he got completely dominated. And Kenan is not looking that good in his last 5 fights, 3 losses. But when you look at his fight against Kevin Jusset, it was a good back and forth. He got a win against Bedoya. Against Gary, he got knocked out. But there was a moment there where he hurt Gary. I just think that Ricky Glenn is just not that good. I think that Song has the power to knock him out. He's also going down to 155. So we'll see how he looks. But he's probably still going to have that 170 power. I think he's going to have the better stand-up, and he can win in those wild exchanges that they're going to have. So give me Song to win by knockout. Next fight, we got Tom Nolan against Alex Reyes. And this is interesting. We know Tom Nolan has no chin. He got knocked out by Mota, and he got dropped by Martinez. That's not looking good. He somehow managed to get the knee and to get the win. But Alex Reyes, although he didn't fight for a very long time, he did look dangerous against Charlie Campbell in the time that he was still conscious. I just think that being a minus 1,100 favorite, it doesn't make sense here. Like, Alex Reyes can catch Tom Nolan with the same chance that Tom Nolan can catch Alex Reyes. You might give Nolan a bit of edge because of his reach, but they actually have the same reach, but Tom Nolan is much taller. It's funny, he's very tall, but his reach is not that long. with that being said, I will pick Nolan to win, but if I would make a bet here, it would probably be Alex Reyes by knockout, just because we know Nolan has no chin whatsoever, and that might be a good time to fade him. So yeah, give me, if I would make a bet, I would pick Alex Reyes by knockout. Next fight, we got Jack Jenkins and Herbert Burns. So feels like Jack Jenkins is on everyone's parlay. I can't not pick Jack Jenkins. He was looking really good against Chepe Mariscal in that first round. He was actually dominating, and then he had that freak injury when he had the wizard, and he broke his arm, and he tapped out, obviously. But up till that moment, he was looking sharp. Herbert Burns, man, I'm not impressed by him. He just at some point of the fight, he just gives up. You really cannot trust and lay any money on him. I don't see him getting the submission here. Jack Jenkins have good grappling defense, takedown defense. I do see Jack Jenkins getting the knockout probably first round. I've seen some videos of him sparring on the pads, working on the pads, and the guy is slick as hell. You already got a win against Jamal Aarons and Don Shainis. Just don't see Herbert Burns winning here. So I'm picking Jack Jenkins. I'm not going to add him to my parlay, but he's probably going to win. Next fight, we got Casey O'Neill and Luana Santos. I'm picking Luana Santos. She was looking really good in her last fight against Maria Agapova. And although Agapova is not that good of a competition, she also looked great against Stephanie Egger. Juliana Miller, she won in the first round. I just see Santos has more tools to win. She can take down Casey O'Neill if she wants to with her judo, especially if Casey O'Neill tries to take her down and then she just manages to take down her. And O'Neill didn't look good. Like, she lost really bad against Ariane Lipski. She was dominated on the feet and also on the ground. Jennifer Maia got the decision win. I'm not impressed by Casey O'Neill at all. And although Santos is coming on somewhat of a late notice replacement, she wanted the fight. She wanted to fight Casey O'Neill. She probably sees something in her game that she can take advantage on. I was just much more impressed by Luana Santos, so I'm picking her to win. Pretty confident on this pick. Next one, we got Josh Culibao and Ricardo Ramos. You know, I feel bad for Ramos. He was winning both of his fights against Charles Jourdain and Julian Erosa. Like, he knocked down Julian Erosa, and he got, in both fights, one after the other, he got guillotine choked. Just very low IQ, but the guy is really good. Like, he's legitimately good. He has good striking, and he's a really good jiu-jitsu guy as well. Just bad luck, I guess, because you can see that he got 3 submission losses in the first round, but the last 2 were in the last 2 fights. Other than that, he was looking really good. So it's hard to pick him here just because he was showing that much lack of IQ. But when a guy loses 2 in a row in the same fashion, I just don't think it's going to happen again. With Josh Culibao, he's a tough motherfucker, but he's a striker. If Ricardo Ramos gets him to the ground, I think he can get the submission. I'm picking Ricardo Ramos just because I think he has to win. Like, if he's not winning here, I think he's gonna get delisted from the UFC. So give me Ramos to win by submission, I would say, but I would take him money line. The odds are good for him, good value. So I'm picking Ramos to win. Next fight, we got Valter Walker and Junior Tafa. I wasn't impressed by Valter Walker whatsoever. The thing about Junior Tafa, man, he's dangerous, but he got dominated by Marcos Rogerio de Lima because he couldn't really defend the takedowns. And like Valter Walker, man, he's gonna take him down, but the Tafa is just super dangerous with his striking. Like if he catches Walker, he can take him out. You know, if Walker has the same chin like his brother, it's Tafa all day. But it's very hard for me to pick because I don't know if Tafa really worked on his wrestling defense. I wanna believe he did work on it. So I'm gonna pick Tafa. I just wasn't really impressed by Valter Walker, and he didn't show me that he has the ability to really keep someone, control someone. Like Lucas Bresky managed to get up every time he took him down. So I just think that Junior Tafa would manage to do the same, if not finding the chin early. So give me Tafa to win, but I'm not gonna bet on that fight. Next one, we got Jingliang Lee taking on the Nightmare Carlos Prates. So Lee is coming off a two-year break. His last fight he lost, split decision to Rodriguez, man. And whenever someone is coming off 2 years of a break, it's not good. It's just not good. Jingliang Lee he's a very good fighter. Like he's good striking. He managed to knock out Salikov. He managed to knock out Ponzinibbio. He also won against what's his name, the Brazilian. Forgot his name. Let's see. He has good wins. That's what I'm trying to say. He has really good wins. Yeah, Zaleski. He has a win against Zaleski. That's impressive. But the guy is 36 years old, and he's taking on a fighter that is just fucking scary. Like if you look at what Prates managed to do in both of his UFC fights, even on Contender, man, he's fucking dangerous. He can knock you out cold any second of the fight. And he can do it to Lee, man. He's gonna be the longer fighter. He's on Fighting Nerds, and they were looking dangerous lately. I'm picking Prates. I was just more impressed by him as the more active fighter, and I think he has more tools to win here. It's gonna be very hard for Jingliang Lee to find his rhythm there. Because Prates is just, he finds those angles to just kill people. Guy is very dangerous. Like he's a mutant or some shit, but I think he's gonna win here. Pretty confident he can get the win. Yeah, give me Prates to win by knockout. Next fight we got Tuivasa taking on Rozenstruik. Tuivasa, 4 losses, man. Sirlegan, Pavlovich, Volkov, Tybura. It's not looking good, bro. It's not looking good. But I don't know. I have this feeling like my balls are tickling and they're telling me that Tuivasa is going to win. Listen, we know what's going to be Rozenstruik game plan here. He's going to try to strike with Tuivasa. Out of the two, who has more power? Tuivasa has more power. Like, I wasn't impressed by Rozenstruik whatsoever. He also got knocked out by Volkov. Yeah, he got submitted easily by Almeida. Okay, he got a retirement win against Gaziv, who's not that good. I just think that Tuivasa is going to surprise everyone. Everyone think that he gave up. Everyone is saying that he's fighting only to get a paycheck. I just think that he can win, man. He looked very disappointed when he lost to Tybura. And Rozenstruik won't be able to did what Tybura did. So I'm picking Tuivasa to win, especially as an underdog. I think he can find Rozenstruik chin, and he can send him to sleep. Like if he manages to touch Rozenstruik, it's game over for him. So give me Tai Tuivasa to win by knockout. That's my favorite dog so far in this card. Next fight, we got Dan Hooker and Mateusz Gamrot. Hooker is looking ripped in his photos. He looks really good against Turner, although I think he lost that fight. But what we know about Hooker, man, we know that he can get dominated with the grappling, especially with grapplers such as Gamrot. We saw what happened with this fight against Islam Makhachev. Now, I don't think that Gamrot has the same submission skills that Makhachev has, but the guy is really good. Like his grappling is non-stop. She's shown improved striking in his fight against Rafael Dos Anjos. He managed to use that jab to just keep picking on him. The fight against Fiziev, man, I wouldn't count it, but I just think that he's gonna be in control most of the fight. I don't see Dan taking him out. I just see Mateusz pressuring him for 3 rounds and getting the decision win. Like I think that Gamrot by decision is a good prop. The over 2.5 is probably nice. Let's check fight odds to see what we're getting for it. Okay, so Mateusz Gamrot is obviously not unbettable money line, but if we look at the decision prop, Gamrot wins by decision 167. That's okay. Over 2.5, 138. I don't know. I like Gamrot by decision. If he wins here, he's not gonna knock out Hooker and he's not gonna submit Hooker. He's probably gonna win by decision. So I'm picking Gamrot by decision. I think it's pretty good value. So that's gonna be my pick. Next fight, we got a banger. We got Kai Kara-France and Steve Erceg. This is going to be an interesting one. I was impressed by Steve Erceg in his last fight against Pantoja. Don't get me wrong. I was really impressed by him. But Kai Kara-France, I think he's the better striker out of the two. And I don't think that Erceg will manage to take Kai down. When he fought against Albazi, I think Albazi took him down once. And Kai Kara-France just went straight back up. I had Albazi to win. And I cashed out mid-fight because I thought Kai Kara-France gonna win, and he got robbed in that fight 100%. I don't think he's gonna win. I don't think that Steve Erceg will manage to keep up with his striking. Like Kai Kara-France is a much better striking than Pantoja, and Pantoja managed to find Astro Boy chin. Like he managed to hit him quite easily, I would say. I was surprised by how easily he managed to find Erceg. So I'm just thinking that the value here is with Kai Kara-France, especially plus 190, man. That's too much, man. I would say the odds should be a pick'em, say the least. So I'm picking Kai Kara-France. I don't think he's gonna knock out Erceg because Erceg has proven he's very tough. But I think he can definitely get a decision win here. This should be 3 rounds, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, I'm picking Kai Kara-France to win here. I think the over is also quite good. The over 2.5 can be live. 1.4. I don't like the odds. But I don't see Erceg knocking him out. So, yeah, give me Kai Kara-France to win. Money line, I like it. Kai Kara-France by decision. Let's see. Kaikara France wins by decision. Where is it? 335. That's also quite good value. I like that. So that's my pick. And the last fight, the main event, we got Israel Adesanya and Dricus du Plessis. And man, Adesanya hates him. And seems like he takes this fight very seriously. He was training and he was very vocal about what he wants to do to Plessis. Man, when Adesanya is that committed, when he's that obsessive, I think he's a dangerous man. Like, he wasn't himself in the Sean Strickland fight. And against Alex Pereira, man, he was, like, although Pereira was dominating him until he got knocked out, Dricus du Plessis is not Pereira. I think that Israel Adesanya is gonna win here. I just think that if he comes focused, he's gonna win. And I'm picking Adesanya to win. I think he can do it by decision. I think he's gonna do it by decision. Du Plessis arguably lost the Sean Strickland fight. He got knocked out before, third round. I think 5 rounds are gonna favor Israel Adesanya. So I'm picking easy, man. I think that he can win. When he's that committed, I think that it's problem for Du Plessis. Now let's talk about parlays. What would I play here if I would make a bet? What's the most likely bet I'm gonna do? So I would bet Luana Santos money line clean. That's one bet that I would make. Another bet that I would make is probably Gamrot by decision. And by the way, guys, if you want to know what kind of bets I'm making, if you have more questions about what I do, check the Telegram link in the description. It's gonna be a free fight chat where we can talk about UFC, PFL, then a White Contender Series, and share information. I'm gonna share some of my plays there, so make sure you join with the link below. So like I said, I'm probably gonna pick Gamrot by decision. Might sprinkle some on Kaikara France, might sprinkle some on Ramos, might sprinkle some on Prates. No, Prates, man, look how the line is just... I don't know, man. This line, I can't really bet anything on Prates, but should win. But Tuivasa, man, I might sprinkle some on Tuivasa. Just like a small, like a quarter of a unit. Just because, man, I think that these underdogs, France, Tuivasa, Ramos, they are alive, man. They are very alive. But I like Luana Santos. I like Gamrot by decision. You can even parlay them. I think it's quite probable of both of them getting the win. And yeah, that's it. If you have any more questions, just comment in the description, like questions, comments, whatever. You don't agree with me, tell me why. And join the Telegram chat. The link is in the description. And I'll see you in the next one. August and September is filled with fights. I can't wait. We're gonna make shitload of money. Let's fucking go. Peace.